everyone, so welcome to today's video. I did a basically full face of e.L.F. products. Some of them I've used in the past, some of them are new purchases and trying them out for the first time. If you guys are new, hey, my name's Liz. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Also ring your notification bell so you guys are notified for all of my future videos. Sorry that you can hear children screaming in the background the majority of this video. My neighbor's kids are outside being obnoxiously loud in the pool, which I can't blame them. It's freaking hot here in Arizona, so I apologize for that if you can hear them. So if you guys want to see what products that I use, how I got this makeup look, how I enjoy the products that I use, then go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so basically I went to Target, picked up a whole bunch of stuff, and then I also had a couple things on my own from e.L.F. as well. I did the best that I could with what I had there. Obviously you can go on the website and find other things. If I was going to do that, I probably would have chosen different things. Just because there are some things on the website that I've had my eye on that I couldn't find in stores, so I'm going to work with what I have. So I've already prepped and primed my skin. That's probably the one thing that I don't have from them, is just that I don't have a primer. I wasn't really thinking about it when I picked all this stuff up. So there are actually now a couple things I do want to try from e.L.F. that are kind of like in the primer family, so I'll probably have to pick those up later. But for the sake of this video, I've already, cleaned my skin. I've put moisturizer on top. I'm not gonna go in with like an actual primer today, just because I want to see how this foundation wears. And this is the e.L.F. Acne Fighting Foundation. So it says that it's a lightweight foundation that helps disguise redness, blemishes, or uneven skin tone. I definitely have an uneven skin tone. I have a lot of red on my cheeks and on my chin. So it's infused with acne fighting key ingredients: salicylic acid, witch hazel, camphor, tea tree, and soothing aloe. The directions say, using a foundation brush, apply a small amount to the center of the face and blend outward. I don't like using a whole lot of brushes for my face when it comes to foundation. It's just not my favorite. So just so you know that I do have really dry skin. Just for reference, with my skin at the moment, I am feeling a pretty oily, just because it's really hot in my house at the moment, so I'm looking a little glowy. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's just the typical e.L.F. packaging, and it is a squeezy tube, which I know a lot of people like. For me, I'm kind of indifferent about it. I don't really care either way. So I'm just gonna pump a small amount on the back of my hand. It's not, I mean, it's a little runny. It's not like crazy runny or anything, and this was the lightest shade they had, so I don't know if this is gonna match me or not. It's in the shade Porcelain. I feel like e.L.F.'s shade range isn't the best, so I'm just gonna kind of blend it out with my finger first and then go in with a sponge. It does feel pretty thick, actually. So I'm just going in with my Real Techniques sponge, and I'm just going to start blending this out. So it kind of seems to be emphasizing some of my dry patches a little bit. The shade for it isn't bad, but I think that if it oxidized at all, I probably wouldn't be liking it very much. I think I'm definitely going to have to take this on the neck, because I do think it is just a little bit too dark for me. So I know that they have at least one other foundation. Just when I was at Target, they didn't have any light shades in the other ones, so I grabbed this one because it was the one that had a lightest shade for me. So just the problems of being extremely fair. Okay, I'm just gonna take a close look. So it kind of seems to be emphasizing dryness on my skin, especially between my brows and like on the top of my cheek. Coverage wise, it's okay. I can still see some of my redness peeking through on my cheeks. And like up here, there's still some spots that are still pretty red. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in for a closer look. So I don't know how well you guys can tell, but it's definitely accentuating some dryness that I have going on right there. It's also, the red is still peeking through a little bit, and between my brows, it's definitely showing off some dry spots. So that's not super great. But other than that, the shade is a little bit too dark for me, I think. So far, I'm not like super impressed or anything, but we'll see. Next I have the E.L.F. Under Eye Concealer and Highlight. I couldn't find just like a concealer by itself, but I'm pretty positive that E.L.F. makes them. And I got mine in the shade Fair. I'm not too sure about the highlight shade. So it says it's an easily and effective correct under eye problematic areas, helps reduce the appearance of wrinkles, dark circles, and puffiness, contains vitamin A and E, chamomile and green tea to help moisturize, smooth, and tighten skin around the delicate eye area. Directions are to apply a concealer underneath the eye area and gently pat in. Add highlight cream to get an instant brightening boost. Highlighter can also be used as an eyeshadow base. That's interesting. So maybe I'll use the highlight for that because I'm not sure how much I want to use this to highlight my under eye areas. I'm just going to go ahead and do like a little swatch of it just to see exactly what it looks like. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I put it right here. It's just like a white cream with like glitter in it. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the concealer side, so it's just a little doe foot applicator, and I'm gonna go ahead and conceal with it. It does look to be a pretty good shade for me. It does seem pretty thin. It's definitely not a very thick concealer, and it looks like you have to do a lot of dunking. All right, we'll start with that and see how it goes. I kind of feel like that just like disappeared. I don't know, am I crazy? I feel like I just like blended it away. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit more, and this time I think I'm gonna just use my finger. Alright, well, I like the color of the concealer. I just feel like it's very slippy and slidey. Even using my finger, it would just take off the concealer wherever I was, you know, patting my finger. It would take it off and put it in the next spot, take it off, put it in the next spot. So I feel like it doesn't apply very well. Not the most horrible thing in the world, but I definitely don't think it's the greatest thing in the world. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the E.L.F. Beautifully Bare Sheer Tint Finishing Powder. This is in the shade Fair Light. A fresh natural glow with this lightweight tinted powder. This silky formula provides light coverage, sets makeup, and helps mattify skin and minimize the appearance of fine lines. The directions are to brush on the face with a Beautifully Bare blending brush. Using circular motions, can be worn alone or over the Beautifully Bare foundation serum. So this is what the packaging looks like, just a silver kind of mirrored packaging. This is what the powder looks like, and then it also has a little sponge, you know, a little container for a little sponge. I don't ever use those. I am just going to use a brush. One thing I don't like about this packaging is that it doesn't open up all the way, which is a little annoying, but it does have a mirror, so that's nice. I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild P60 brush, and I'm basically just gonna set on the perimeter of my face. I don't want powder really on my T-zone because that is where I mostly dry, and with this foundation already accentuating my dryness, I don't want the powder to do it even more. But the foundation is pretty sticky, and I'm just one that doesn't really like stickiness. I can't tell like how much powder is coming off of this. Every time I put my brush in, it like looks the exact same. I mean, it feels less sticky by using it. I'm also gonna go in with a Wet n Wild P65 brush, and I'm just gonna use this to set my under eyes and my lids. I'm noticing that the concealer is creasing pretty quickly, so I have to keep going back in and getting the creases out before I set it. It does feel pretty smooth, so that is good. And just looking up close, it doesn't look bad. I actually think I like this. I don't think that I would use it underneath my eyes, but I would use it around my face to set any foundation. So I think I like this one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to bronzer. This is the E.L.F. St. Lucia Duo. It's kind of like a blush and bronzer duo, basically. So I'm gonna go in with my Real Techniques blush brush. I am just gonna pick up the bronzer side of this. I have had this for a little while, but I haven't used it a whole lot, so I don't really know a whole lot about it, but just putting my brush in there was quite a bit of powder kickback. It is super pigmented though. That's not too bad either. I don't think it's really my favorite thing. I am not having any luck, apparently. It's not bad. It's not my favorite bronzer. There's definitely bronzers that I like better than this, but it's not a bad one at all. For blush, I'm gonna go in with the E.L.F. Mellow Mauve brush. Why do I keep saying E.L.F? It's all E.L.F. It looks like this. A lot of people say that this is a dupe for the NARS Orgasm blush, and I do know that I really like this one. So I'm just taking this on a Morphe E4. And then I am going to go in and do my brows. This is the gel and powder kit. It just looks like this, basically in their same packaging. So you get a cream gel product and then you get a powder product. I'm going to take the little brush that it comes with and I'm just gonna dip into that gel. This is also in the shade Dark. All right, now I'm gonna go into the powder. Just kind of do the front of my brows and then kind of set the gel. That is actually not too bad. I think I like that a lot more than I expected I was gonna like that. Not bad. I actually think I like this. I think if you're balling on a budget and you need a good eyebrow duo thing, I think this is pretty good. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with eyeshadow. This is the Matte for Matte eyeshadow in Summer Breeze. I have had one of their Matte for Matte palettes before and I really liked it. I don't have that one anymore just because I did a little declutter when I moved. But I got this one and I thought that it was really pretty. So first, I think what I'm gonna do is mix these two shades right here on a Morphe M535. And I'm just going to put this all over basically my lid, my crease. And then I'm gonna take this Morphe M441 brush. I'm gonna mix these two shades just to kind of deepen up this outer corner and then kind of drag it into my crease a little bit. And then I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's kind of like a brownish gray kind of shade. I'm gonna use my Morphe M432. And I'm kind of just gonna do like a messy upper liner kind of with it, sort of. And then I'm just gonna kind of do something similar with my under eye. I'm gonna go ahead and mix these two shades together. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my Morphe M432 and I'm going to take the second to darkest shade again. And I'm basically just gonna push this up against my lash line. And then to kind of diffuse it, I'm gonna take this shade right here. It's kind of like a mustardy type shade, and it's a Morphe Y22 is the brush I'm going to use. Okay, so I think I'm done with that. I'm gonna move on to eyeliner, but before I do that, I really like this. I feel like this turned out super pretty. Just a basic, well, not basic, but just a matte eye look. I really like it. I really like the way these blended. I didn't find them hard to work with at all. So if you haven't picked up one of the E.L.F. Matte for Matte shadow palettes like this, or I would definitely recommend it. This was like 10 bucks, so super cheap and really good quality, I feel like. Like I said, definitely check these out if you haven't already. And then I'm gonna move on to some liner. This is the cream eyeliner in black. So it just looks like this, pretty basic packaging. Looks like that on the front. I'm gonna go ahead and dip this little brush in here. So it does seem to be pretty creamy. Okay, so overall with this, it's not terrible. I think that if I can find the right brush to use with it, that would probably be better. It's not super black, so I'm assuming if I found the right brush to use with it and then did multiple layers of it, then it would be really black, but just, you know, 1 or 2 layers on its own, it's not the blackest eyeliner I've ever seen. But other than that, it's not bad. Again, if you're looking for just like a cheap eyeliner and you like the gel kind, this would probably be good for you. Just make sure that you have a good thin liner pencil to go with it. Before I forget, I am going to highlight. This is the E.L.F. Total Face Palette. It looks like this. There is this highlighting shade in it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take my Morphe R36 brush and I'm going to highlight with this. And I'm also going to take this on my inner corners as well. I don't know if this is my favorite highlight in the world. I know that you can get other ones from E.L.F. that are really good. This one seems like you have to build it up a little bit, but it's not too bad. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with some mascara. This is the E.L.F. Volume Plumping Mascara. I do like a good volumizing mascara, so that is why I chose this one. It does say create longer, thicker looking, bold, and volumized lashes. This dense, oversized brush head fully coats lashes for intense and dramatic effect infused with vitamin B. Apply to eyelashes from root to tip, working in a zigzagging motion to fully coat the lashes. Reapply if desired. So I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes. So this is what the packaging looks like. This is what the wand looks like, kind of just that basic tree shape. It does look like it would probably be good for volumizing. A lot of my volumizing mascaras do have applicators like this. It also doesn't seem to be super like liquidy on the brush. Not a whole lot of product is coming off, which can be good but can be annoying. I mean, it'd probably be good for people who are beginners. They don't use a whole lot of mascara. I do think I'm gonna go in with a couple coats though. It's not too bad actually. I mean, it took it a little bit to kind of build up to what it is right now. Probably a couple coats. Not horrible. I think the biggest test will be to see if it flakes or not. Okay, and my very last product. This is the E.L.F. Tinted Lip Oil in Pink Kiss. I saw Kathleen Lights do a video on these. It's probably actually been a while, but she really liked them, so I was excited to try this. So it's not a lipstick, it's not a lip gloss, it's a lip oil, I guess. Basically it says that this conditioning lip oil softly tints the lips with a wash of color. The lightweight oil melts onto the lip, creating a luminous shine for healthy looking lips, enriched with jojoba oil, apricot, and vitamin E to moisturize and nourish. So you can apply a thin coat alone or on top of a lip color. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it on its own. I'm not gonna apply any kind of lipstick or anything underneath it. So that does feel really nice on the lips, and it's shiny and pretty, so basically just looks like a lip gloss. This color with this look though probably isn't the best. But whatever, I'm just gonna stick with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix my hair and I'll be right back. All right, and that is it. I'm not too mad at the way that this look turned out. The foundation wasn't my favorite. I probably could have done away with that, but the eyeshadow palette I'm loving. The blush I really like, which I've already had this for a while, so I knew I liked it. The lip oil, I think it's really comfortable on my lips. Honestly, I'll probably go back and get a couple different colors because of how much I like this. The mascara isn't bad at all. If you're looking for a cheap volumizing mascara, I definitely picked that up. I think the concealer and the foundation were honestly my least favorite. The powder I like. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't put it underneath my eyes, but around the rest of my face. It didn't make my face look overly powdery, or it didn't accentuate any of my dry spots, which I really liked. The eyebrow palette, I actually really like that too. I think my eyebrows look pretty dang good today, so I am pretty happy with the way everything turned out. So I'll go ahead and link everything in the description box below. What are your favorite products from E.L.F? I want to know. Go ahead and leave it in the comments down below so that I can try some of those things out. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I'll see you next time. Bye.